Hi. Hello. Do we see and do we hear? Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. It's a pretty good day, all things considered, and the mixer is working. The camera is working. Fabulous. Hi. I don't think I have any announcements to start stream off with today, with perhaps the exception that we need to send some acknowledgement and recognition Zenny's way because Zenny's recommendation for movie night yesterday, The Wild Robot, was fantastic. Excellent little film. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a great time. Excellent pick. 2 thumbs up from higher. There we go. It's like 2 thumbs up, and my hands aren't even on screen. My camera might be doing some fucked up shit with the auto exposure. So if I start to glow like an energy, like I'm Gale from fucking Baldur's Gate 3 and there's energy inside me that's going to make me explode, let me know. Oh yeah, we can't, hold on. I gotta touch a button. I hate touching this button. It's so close to the camera. I have to get like really far up here. Oh God. Ugh, I hate it. No, wrong way. Okay. Better? I can't tell if that's better or not. Now I feel like we might just be too dark. You know what? There's no winning. I can't fix it. I don't know. I'm going, thank you. It's the nuclear bomb inside me. Here's what I believe is going to be on the docket for today. Frigid, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. What was I saying? Docket. Yes, I need to warm up. So I reckon probably the best thing for us to warm up with is going to be Teostra Hunt. I've got an I've probably several investigations for Teostra, or we could just jump into the optional one that the game gave us however many dozens of hours ago, just so I can kind of like get into the flow. I don't want to go into this without, let's start the game and go right into let's warm up. We'll get the warm up. We do have the investigation from yesterday. Double invaders, which I think is really fun, but I don't know if I want to warm up with that. So I think we should keep that on the shelf, and maybe we can do that after. I've seen a couple of people ask if we're doing title update 4 today. I don't think so. I don't plan on it. That doesn't mean that it's off the table. I guess it kind of depends on what time when we finish title update 3. If I do the pickle bagel investigation after that, what time it is after that. I don't like splitting up progress across weekends. Like from Saturday to Sunday, fine. Like I usually like to start and finish something same day just because I think that's better for the momentum. But if we start title update 4 today and then it's like we can't finish it, then it's going to be like 6 days before we get to... So I don't know. I'm making no promises, but like it's possible. I'm not going to tell you it's not going to happen, but I don't know. So I don't want anyone to feel like a completely betrayed and deceived, duped by the wiles of the streamer if it's like 3:30 and we haven't, because it's like, I mean, I'm off the hook for this. We'll just see where we get to. And then that's it. That's everything I have on the docket. I have some funny stories to tell you guys, but I think it's better if I get into the game so there can be an accompanying visual for the story that I tell, because I think that will really uplift the entire narrative sequence. Yes. So let's go ahead. And book club. Yes, Heather, we mustn't forget book club. Today, at minimum, when we finish title update 3, I would really like to read Teostra Lunastra back to back. They're a pair. There's 2 of them. Do not separate. This is not something I would otherwise have considered for other monsters. It's like a lot of reading. It's a lot of pages to go through without necessarily a lot of interaction. But it feels like the entries would contextualize and support each other. So I think we should regard them effectively as a pair. And when we read those entries, we'll read them together. And if we read an extra entry today, maybe after the pickle bagel investigation, I'd really like it to be Vol. That is arguably the entry in the game I am most excited about. This is a monster that perplexes and fascinates me. From a biological perspective, there is so much about it that I want to discover, that I want to learn, that I want to contemplate on and ruminate upon, ponder and think about. So I have been excited to get to the book for Vol since we hunted that lad, and I would really like it if we could make that today. I'm still coughing a little bit. Uh, we did community grinds last night, or like we did some deco stuff. And I feel like I hit some kind of emotional rock bottom somewhere between the 4 and 5 hour mark. Empty inside. My voice was a flat monotone. It's like after midnight. Me and a couple other community members have been chasing a single type of deco for probably the better part of almost 6 hours. And I feel like it's just us, like with the controllers in our hand, like slumped, just like, I didn't get it. Like, oh yeah, give me another poison coat. Okay, awesome. That's great. Yeah, give me my 17th airborne. Okay, nice. All right, here we go. Put up the Jagras. Put up the fish. It's fish time. Okay. All right. Oh my god, fucking 18th airborne deco. Oh, paracoat. Okay, fucking put it up. Put it up again. It's like and it went on like that for like 90 minutes. Oh my god. I did a heretofore completely foreign feeling for me in Monster Hunter. Just like so tedious. I feel like it's outrageous that I can't willfully craft the level 1 decos at least. Like, what do you mean I can't just go make steadfast? What do you mean I can't just go make protection? What is that? It's fine. But good news, we did fish, so now my fish research level is no longer 0. Hooray! Reedy, it's something. It was tough. It was tough. I'm not gonna lie. They had us in the first and second half. It was rough. But I did get one deco that I thought was very interesting. And I plan to use it, but I might like community feedback. Okay. Now, I don't really have anything else to put in its spot. So it's not like, oh, Crow, you can't use that because there's something else that's better. It's like, well, that's not really true because I have about 3 tier 3 decos. And I think 2, okay, I've got 5. I've got this new one. And then I've got Poison Coat for bow stuff and Paracoat for bow stuff and Brace and earplugs. That's it. So it's like, there's not really something better we could, unless we want like 1 stack of Part Breaker, like 1 level of Slugger, maybe. But I want to run that by you guys, and that'll be like a build question that I have when we get into the game itself, because I'm a little maybe confused isn't even the uncertain, perhaps, as to the efficacy of this particular thing. Capcom loves to do this little bit where they're like, they only give you half the story. They're like, here's this thing. You're like, what's it do? They're like, this, kind of. You're like, okay, well, like in this way, they're like, So I might ask, but we'll see. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and launch the game. Let's get into it. I've got hot tea. I've got cold tea. I've got water. I've got a little bit of a headache. Probably from the schlump mode, oh my god, fish. Fucking Jag, oh, he threw up on me, fucking threw up. Fucking airborne, oh my, like, so, we were really running on fumes last night, really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I should have gone to bed 2 hours before I did. I was chasing it. I was like, the next one. It's been so long since I've gotten something I like. Surely it's the next one. 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 And then hours have passed, and I've done terrible harm to my sleep schedule, I will never set foot in a casino. Okay, launching the game. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. See, Brickster, I think fish is significantly more tolerable than Greatest Jagras. I do. 100%. He did the one-shot Colve roll, and I put the controller on the desk and crossed my arms. I was like, you can't have that. That's not for you. Okay, let me finish moving my windows. Give me a second. Hold on. Bonk. And we launch. Okay. Anodyne, there had to be a better way to translate that. I'm assuming it was maybe a questionable decision on the part of a language localizer, but yeah, it's like Great Jagras skid marks. Not the best name for a track, I don't think. Conjures to me a very different visual than perhaps the one they intended. We couldn't say drag marks. Couldn't say skid. It had to be skid. Like, he's not even moving quickly and then stopping abruptly. You know, he's not Akira sliding across the landscape. We had to be skid. That's fine. I'm not even gonna ask any questions about it. Okay. Not the poop scoot. Okay, this is what I want to show you guys. I actually have a couple of things I want to show you guys, but let's get into our session. First. Oh, Kelsey, thank you so much. Also, Frigid, I think I thanked you for subscribing, but just in case I didn't, thank you. If you like bonk and want more armor, consider a hunting horn. I refuse to believe hunting horn and hammer have any similarities whatsoever.
Seems like they're getting ready to go out on an expedition in the forest.
Are you yanking my chain? Are you committing acts of japery upon my person? I feel like I'm about to get sleight of handed. Let's go to the workshop. Let's go to the workshop. We'll start here. Okay. So.
I wonder.
Here's what I want to show you guys. Here's the first thing I want to show you guys. So, do you remember yesterday when we were looking at all of our build stuff? And I was like, oh, well, here's the thing. Hold on. So this... Hold on. Okay, so this is what we ran Teostra with. And it's like, this is a very good spread. 3 stun, 3 fire, 3 wex, 3 evade, 3 divine blessing. This is a perfectly acceptable set. Really strong. And we did a whole bunch of shuffling to see whether or not it was possible for me to get the... You can see over on the left whether it was possible for me to swap the Kushala Greaves for the Colve Greaves so I could get a stack of Heat Guard, and then perhaps do some unconventional swapping with Waste Piece or Charm to see if we could maintain 3 stacks of Evade Extender. That did not appear to be possible. And we only determined that after like 20 minutes of trying to Tetris in the right pieces and the right decos. And eventually I was like, what if there was Heat Guard on something else? And we went into the Forge Armor page. I'll do this in real time. I'll walk you guys through my entire insane thought process last night in between runs of Hot Fish. So we went in here, and then I was like, well, I feel like it probably only Colve has Heat Guard. But like, what if other monsters have Heat Guard? And we looked at Lavasia, and I was like, of course Lavasia. Well, I don't need fire attacks, so that won't help me. And then I was like, Barnos? Why does Barnos have Heat Guard? That's useless. That's not gonna help me at all. We'll just run with what we've got. Do you remember that? Well, it turns out I was so focused on pants that if, in fact, I had crafted the Barnos chest piece, we would have had it all. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hold on, it's 27. We would have had it all. That's 3 stun, 3 fire, 3 wex, 3 evade, 3 divine blessing plus Heat Guard. That's everything. That's everything I wanted. I spent hours trying to play Shuffle with the Kushala waist piece and the Colve pants, and all along, it was Barnos. It was the Barnos torso piece. And I think we actually look pretty fucking good. Like, I spat in the face of magnificence. Shame on me. The answer was Barnos all along. Barnos supremacy. So, I suspect this is what we'll be bringing into the, and I didn't need to like grind anything for this. Like, I had the Barnos bits. I was just like, well, even if we upgrade, it's probably not gonna be very good. And like, I'm probably gonna be missing a bunch of slots, and I won't be able to get all the stuff that I want because it's only got one level 1 deco on it, and it's not gonna be a no. That's my voice for me when I'm being childish and juvenile and foolish and ignorant and worthy of condemnation and criticism. But yeah, it turns out Barnos was the key all along.
I'll handle the rubies.
Fool Munist! That's pretty good. Yeah, so... But we look great. A honey run. Etched. It's so funny you bring that up. So yeah, this is exactly what we ran Teostra with, just now with the inclusion of Heat Guard, which is what I was trying to get us yesterday. And it's got 2 more defense and 5 more fire resistance just inbuilt. I'm assuming because of Bardo. No idea. Not really sure how that worked out actually, but we'll take it because I think that'll be really strong and good for us. Secondly, I'm gonna show you all something. I'm gonna take you up to the hub and I'm gonna tell you a funny story, and then we'll warm up. So, here's the thing. You may recall yesterday, yeah, Lunastra, by the way, knew the only way she could win was if she put her fat fucking cat paw and Winnie the Pooh'd all of my honey supply out of the equipment box. So, she played a dirty game with me. Yeah, it caught her snacking. Her mane is all sticky and covered in goo. It's the only way she could give herself some kind of advantage. She's afraid of my might and my skill. And I had no honey. And we had to stop because I was just like, well, how am I gonna win them? We'll get a bunch of honey doing community grinds. For fish, because every quest you can collect, we'll get honey. So I'm up here, and I think it was actually T Common Shark who initiated this. And they were like, hey, you know we can just give you items, right? And I went, what are you talking about? And then about 11 people formed a ring around me. And then, ultimately, lined up over here, all in a half circle, so I could run to each of them individually in turn and back to the item box. And after about 15 minutes of that, so I think we're gonna be good on honey for a little bit. Like, I'm Goku spirit bombing, but I'm just absorbing everyone's honey reserves. So I think we're gonna be good on honey for now. Catalysts and rations, that's a different story. But honey specifically, I think we're gonna be okay. Possibly. We may need to do another emergency honey infusion. It's unclear, we just might need that for us. But I think we're gonna be adequately prepared, at least. Hand it over, that thing, your honey. Hold on, I have to cough. Your streamer, everybody. Still have the respiratory infection, but we're doing better. Hopefully next video we won't be coughing at all. So, those are the stories that I wanted to tell you. One, I was an idiot, and Barnos held the key to all of the yeah, I I was that picture of the bird in the cage, but the bars are big enough for it to walk through, and I'm just like, let me out. Let me out. A prison of my own design, my own creation. The architect of my own torment and suffering. Yeah, I am holding the taser against my skin, begging I not get shocked anymore. So there's Barnos for us. And then I wanted to show you guys the incredible honey hustle. Barnos units! I will never slander the effectiveness of a small monster part ever again. All of my problems solved. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not coping, but I am seething. So it's fine. 500 dark hornets be upon ye. So I think we're good to just kind of like scoot back into the rhythm of things. I've got a build that I feel is very strong. And I did some tinkering to see if I could do a little bit more effective Tetrising, but unfortunately with the decos that are available to us, this is as good as it's gonna get. But I think this is a very, very capable build. So what I think I want to do is let's head to the investigations area and let's see if we've got a decent Teostra, because that's what I'd like to warm up with. You know, obviously leading into the double hunt yesterday, we had a Teostra, we had a Lunastra repel. So we'd had exposure to those monsters immediately before the big one. And while I do not believe I can replay the repel, we can at least sort of like warm up on Teostra at the very least. And I think that'll be a nice decision. That'll also give us a chance to check out how effective Heat Guard really is. I'm not entirely sure if I'll need it, especially since we can just drink the cool drink. But anything that we have to manage less or ignore entirely in this type of hunt is probably going to be pretty good because it's a little hectic. So let's go see what the investigation folks have for us. We did fix the honey shortage. I think T made this delightful little short video about it that they posted in the stream memes channel. It's really fucking good. I highly encourage everyone to check it out.
Hello, Fiver.
Hello. Okay, so let me just see what we've got investigation-wise. And if I don't have any Teostra investigations, we'll just run the optional. We don't need rewards. There's nothing we need to craft from his set. I've had everything I've wanted from him for quite some time. But we'll take a peek. I kind of assumed we'd see him. Hold on, can I sort by? Haha, hold on. Here we go. Okay. I've got. This is probably fine. Any one of these are probably fine. I'd rather it not be a double hunt. Max players 2, faint twice and you fail. Faint once and you fail in the waist? I'm actually pretty sure we could do that, but it's a warm-up hunt, so let's not play it too dangerous. We'll do. I didn't think I'd slain that many Vespoids. I'll be super honest with you. I really only get them out of my way when they're bothering me. So like if I'm trying to pick up cactus in the waist or like by the Wrath Nest, because the last thing I want to do is like dodge Rathalos and then end up fucking like on the ground because of a bug. So yeah, 30 min, 1 cart with 2 bronze rewards. Feels kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it's 2 gold, but okay. Yeah, we'll do this one. Faint twice, 50 faint. It won't take me 30 minutes to kill him. If we faint twice, that's kind of a bigger problem, perhaps. But everything here is limited faints. So we'll do this one. I'm actually really surprised I only have 3. I guess we could run the optional if we really felt like it was necessary, but Yeah, well, we did really well against him in the Wildspire Waste. And then he got a little bit more squirrely in the Elder's Recess. And I'm trying to figure out why that was. I'm not, because it's like he should have had less HP actually, but it felt like he was significantly more mobile. Maybe I just did a better job of locking him down in the Waste. I don't feel like I was abusing slope tech in the Waste, which can definitely make a hunt feel very different to me as the player. Like fighting Diablos in the slope zone, completely different experience than fighting Diablos in the lower part of the pit where it's all flat. Just because I really like slope tech. I really like to spin. That's super awesome and fun to me, and it does a lot of damage. So when that's removed from my combat wardrobe, like, it does, like, tangibly, the hunt is different. But I didn't think I was really doing a lot of slope stuff on him. And obviously our ability to slope in the recess is limited anyway. Did I? It's just like second nature then at this point. I just love to do slope stuff, I guess. But I think we're wearing everything that we want. Sunfire by Evade Divine with Heat Guard, plus my Kushala Hammer. We'll stock for Elders and eat and then just head on out. And we shouldn't need Nullberry. We shouldn't need Antidote. I am gonna need to craft some demon drugs. Hopefully I've got the catalyst for that. If I don't, we'll be in a tight spot. Maybe I don't want to use that for this hunt. Maybe we want to save that for the big one. We'll keep the honey. We'll keep the flash bugs. We don't need the meat. And this we'll sort. And then what are we doing? How are we craft-wise on the big ones? Max potions look decent. We'll swing back. We'll use all of the potions, then we'll probably just go buy more. Or I've got plenty of herb, I guess, so we're not really slacking in that regard. Good enough. Everything else looks... Nutrients look okay. Mega nutrients look okay. Fully restores health, maximizes the size of your health and stamina gauges. Oh, okay. So Heaven's Door. Let me just clarify this very quickly. Heaven's Door. Ancient Potion is exactly the same as Max Potion, except it also gives you more stamina. Correct. Okay. So when it says it maximizes the stamina gauge, is that the same thing as me eating as many rations as possible? Yes. Okay. So this would actually probably be the better thing to stock for like a post-cart regen. Because right now what I'm doing is max potion, ration. But this would just give me everything in one go. Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll make a couple of these. It looks like I've already got some. We might put this in. They're like, spoiler alert, I expect to cart at least once in the double hunt. So maybe it'll be good to have one of these on deck. But we are low on catalysts. Okay. I'm gonna come back to that. Give me a hot second. I was looking at... We've got Dash Juice, which also takes Catalyst. We don't need any cool drinks. I have no Might Seeds at all. Which means... Oh... Okay. Okay. So I need... Catalyst... Might Seed, maybe some Nourishing Extract. We've only got 5 of them. I'm writing these down so I can figure out how we can replenish this stock. And I want to make notes of that. Because Might Seed, I don't think we can grow. But it could be worth swinging by the tree to double check. I actually do want to give us a Farcaster now, because then we don't have to run all the way back to a camp. So that'll be good. We'll put a Farcaster in here. Hold on. Yeah. Give me a Farcaster. And I'll take an Ancient Potion and Farcaster. Poof. That's a Trank Bomb. Poof. That's a Farcaster. Fabulous. And we might save this over our Elder loadout, actually. I think that's good. And what else? Okay, so we got... Reduces stamina depletion for a time. I don't know if I would ever really use this effectively, is the problem. And I feel like my stamina management is pretty good. So I don't think we'd need that. This is all bomb stuff. Bombs are all good. There's still something here I can't craft. I assume it's an alternative Mega Barrel Bomb recipe, but... We don't need any of this because we can't trap. This is all ammo. This is all ammo. And then this is all question marks.
Good.
Okay, but I have this. So why is this... Hold on. I have both of these. Why isn't this recipe unlocked? It has to be in the box? I was never gonna find this. I can't believe they don't. I can't believe you can't craft from the pouch. Why would I ever put it back in the box after I equipped it? Capcom! Okay. Before I did Heaven's Door. The charms that the guy downstairs sells. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Let's just see what it does. Because if I need to buy more, I'm assuming I can, and I've got the money to do it if I don't like whatever this is. So we'll risk it. I sold all my Colve stuff. We've got cash. Powered Talon. Is this an upgrade? It's an upgrade. Okay. And then the other one was gold. Okay. Trying to increase his defense. Trying to strengthen his attacks. Heaven's Door. If this is an upgrade, does it mathematically, does anyone happen to know how much better this is? Is this like a 10% increase, 20%? Can it be quantified in that way? And I'm not even asking that from like a metagaming min-max perspective. Like I'm legitimately just curious because again, Capcom doesn't tell me. Like it's better, but I want to know by how much. What? Alice, there's no way it's 50%. It's a flat increase. Okay. You can watch your stats change. Really? Okay, well, fuck. Unfortunately, I upgraded it, so I don't know what our defense was previously. So here, it's 395, and if we were to take this off... $377. But we don't know what it was before we upgraded the charm. So that's just the difference between upgrade and nothing. Get the charms to... I don't think... I don't even know if he'll sell them to me again. Like, that's what part of my Heaven's Door was gonna be. I was like, is this like a single-use thing? Like, is it... Does he have like a quantity 1 of 1, and when I buy them, then they're gone? Like, that would be my assumption. It would be... If he's still selling the regular versions, it would be fun to see the numbers change from nothing to tier 1 to tier 2, but... Yeah, I don't think he sells them anymore. I swear they were at the top of the list. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Hang on. Now, I have a neurosis. And it's not normal, and it is freakish. And I hope that you are not like me, because what I'm about to say is unreasonable and, like, inclined velvet couch with a psychiatric professional worthy. Like, it feels like cheating. Like, it feels like cheating to buy this. Because when I went up against the hunt yesterday, we didn't have it. So to have it now feels like cheating. Like... No. Like, I'm not saying that the items themselves are cheat codes. I'm saying that because I didn't have, for me personally, because I didn't have them, to change it now feels like, again, I'm very sick in the head. I'm sick in the head. Medication, straitjacket behavior. I am gonna buy them because we've got the cash for now. And that situation financially changes and fluctuates minute to minute. But yeah, I'll take a look. I'll just see. We might not keep them in, but we'll see. We'll just look. So, what was my defense? Was it 395? Barnos isn't take dragons, but only because I had the stuff with that skill, and I could have crafted it yesterday, and if I'd thought more about it, we would have had it. Like, I didn't need to grind extra parts to get it. It was always there and craftable. I just didn't, because when I spend more than 2 minutes at the smithy looking at my build, people start to fucking complain. So I was like, that's probably good enough. Hold on. Technically, you've been able to... When did we hunt Basil? Oh, I should swing by ecology while I'm down here. No. We did... there's no way we did Basil. Oh, we did. Oh my god, that's right, because I thought Nergigante was the end of high rank. I was like, there's no way we did him beforehand. We did. I did Basil before Nergigante, before Devil Joe, before Teostra, before Kushala, before Vol? So we could have had these in the Xeno'jiva hunt. Well, now I want to know how it feels. Well, no. I could not have had them from the start of HR because Basil took his sweet fucking time showing up. Basil said, I'm gonna be late to the party. It doesn't actually begin until I'm there anyway. We met Devil Joe. We were invaded by Devil Joe before we saw Basil. We didn't find Basil until after the Elders recess, I think. I think we'd already hunted Uragon. It took him ages to show his ugly mug at the door. Oh yeah, I was busy. Listen, I had a lot of new pants to make. We've hunted quite a few Teostras as well. Teostra might be the number one. 21 Vols? I must have really needed a gem. Hold on, what else do we have? I was about to say, what do you mean 0? She escapes. 14 Teostras, 14 Nergigantes. Basically no Azure Rathalases or Uragons. Only 2 Pickle. 12 Diablos, 16 Wrath. 16 Legiana. I can't believe we've hunted... A Vol Hazak is our most hunted monster in the game. By almost double. Or 25%, because I think the other one is 16. That's crazy. Guess I needed something. It must have been a gem. It must have been. Okay, while I'm here, let me talk to Ecology, because I think our research level's gone up a little bit. Hold on.
I won!
Hi, Paladin, how are you? You're cooked your sleep. No, go to sleep! You gotta sleep on time. Sleep is so important. Nice. Dogmat level. I forgot this monster existed. But at least Lavasiath and Wrath both at level 1. At least I can see them now. I guess he's actually at level 0 as far as scout flies go. We'll worry about him later. He's not my problem right now. Oh, it might have been Vol Fangs, actually. Maybe it might not even have been the gem at all. I think you're right. I think it was Fangs. I just was not getting them for some reason, but I forget what I wanted to craft that required them. Okay, so humor me here. I want to look at this. Hold on. So I want to take these out of my inventory. And then sort that. So this is baseline. 389. And without them, it was 377. So that's what? 12? So that's 12 extra points of defense just from having the regular. And then with the rest of it... Hold on. Sorry. Oh, I'm fucking all kinds of shit up. Hold on. There we go. And bonk. Yeah, give me that. So 389. Sorry, I keep fucking it up. Hang on. To 407. It's almost 20. No, DB, we were gonna prep on Teostra. Yeah, we were gonna do a Teostra investigation just to warm up. Which we actually, like, kind of may not need, but... Also, hey, I'm Hunter rank 69. A Lamau. Okay. Well, I think that's everything. We're gonna need to save this as a new layout. So let's do that. We'll save it over Elders. I do not think we should... Aha! Dude, sorry, let me run back to the tree. We might, if we can grow might pills, we should, because otherwise I don't think I should drug in this hunt. We've only got 2 left. Hey man, you got any might pills in here? Oh. It's not might pill, it's might seed. And we can make one. Okay, let's absolutely do that. Let's swap this off for... Oh, geez, I don't even know. Okay. Let's collect what we've got. And we'll swap... honey we still need, so we'll keep that. We'll swap off the mushroom. So, might seed is good. And then what is our acquisition status on catalysts and nourishing extracts? Okay, those cannot be cultivated. So Heaven's Door, catalysts and nourishing extracts, how do I get them? Oh, you know what? We probably don't need the honey anymore, huh? Catalysts are purely crafting. Exclusively crafting. Okay. Extracts are drops from a couple of monsters. Okay. You can also meld them. And farm the mats for them. Okay. Okay. The catalyst is Bitterbug. Oh, well then maybe we should have... Did we keep Bitterbug in here? Hold on. Ha! We kept Bitterbug! Okay, so... nourishing extract just means we... Maybe let's meld them. Maybe we can meld some easily. Just to have some... Because I would feel better about that. Listen, the last thing I want to do is fucking run out of something in the middle of a hunt again. I never want to feel like that. Items. Oh, I can straight up just make these. Okay, that's not so bad. Then if we get into a tight spot, oh, I can't really go past this. Okay. I didn't see catalysts or extracts in here. All right. What? Okay. Well, we can craft these if we need them then. They look expensive. But I don't need Colve parts anymore. So can I not give over Colve parts? I should be... that sucks. I was so positive. I was like, I got all this gold in my bank account. Not so. Not so. Thank you so much for subscribing, Fogs. Okay. First page. Oh! I can't read. Well, chalk it up to me being sick. I'm sick. I'm sick. Illiterate Munist. Yeah, that's tough. Well, let's take care of this. Well, freeze ammo? I don't give a 1 point. Well, I don't give a shit about ammo, actually. So you know what? You can have 30 of these herbs. How about... Oh, that's just for one. Damn! It costs to be cool in this game. Okay, okay. Well, I've got plenty of ore. So maybe that's fine. Yeah, we'll just give up... We'll give up some ore. We'll give up some ore. Which will hopefully be... Okay. And then, because what I need are brutal bones. Wow, that's a ton of points for some reason. Monster keen bone. Yeah, I think this will set us up nicely. And then we'll round this out at 30, I think. We'll be clean. Oh, is there a way for me to, like, game the system so I get just the perfect amount? So I need less than 10. I need something that'll give me 5. What about 6? Okay, I need 7. It also tells me that if I bothered to read, but you see, the ongoing literacy crisis in America. There's nothing that'll just give me... We might be able to do 6 and 1. 6 and 1. Ha ha! That's how math works. Fabulous. So crafting or melding. Gamers can't read and they don't look up. Okay. I think that's all of the housekeeping I needed to do. Let's jump into an investigation and see how that feels. Okay, yep, so we've got, especially now that we collected a bunch of bitter bugs, our catalyst supply feels really good. Boost your natural ability to... Heavens, what does an immunizer do? Crimes, you haven't missed anything yet. We've been prepping for the warm-up hunt, but we're getting ready for that now. Recovery speed up. I don't think that'll be worth it for me. But I'm glad we've got the ancient potion. That was good. And we'll have might seed when we come back from the investigation because we've already got that growing. We are going to need adamant seeds shortly. So that'll probably need to be the next thing on the list. That'll need to be the next thing on the... And now I think, whoa, fuck, I think I'm totally out of nourishing extract, actually. So if we want more Mega Demon Drug, we'll probably just have to go meld it. Which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. Okay. I think we're ready. Let's go. Let's see how this feels. Let's eat. And attack up S, defense up S, so we won't be benefiting from any elemental resistance. But that's okay. I think our elemental resistance is pretty good. And this will be interesting too if we feel like it needs to be higher. So this will be a good test, actually. Whether or not we want to run veggie or chef's choice when we get to the proper hunt. Love these cats. I love them. Mochi brought me 2 mice this morning. What could he be trying to communicate? He picked up one in his mouth, went, "Har, har," wandered all down the hall, screaming with it, dropped it in the doorway, looked at me, then went and got a second one. He bestowed gifts upon me? He probably wanted to play. I tossed him a little bit, but he didn't seem super interested. Okay. 412 defense, 32, yeah. Our fire res could be higher. But our defense looks really good Our skills are really good. I want to know how this feels, actually. Yeah, now that we've got some extra stuff in our pouch, I would really like to see how this feels. You know what? Maybe we should drug. Because we'll be drugging in the double hunt. So if we want to get a real sense for a difference, maybe we should. And then we'll just meld the extras. And we'll call it a necessary expense. Yeah. Let's see. You have 2 mice. I think what he was trying to tell me, honestly. So Mochi has a collection of mice, but he has 1 mouse that's his favorite, and we call it Fat Mouse because it's round. The other mice are kind of like oval shaped. They're like long and skinny, but Fat Mouse is spherical, and that's his favorite mouse. And the 2 mice that he dropped off in my doorway were skinny mice. And I think he was trying to tell me that he like knocked Fat Mouse under a dresser or something and couldn't get to it. And he was Fat Mouseless, and that was distressing to him. So we'll have to go get Fat Mouse later. Thank you for the super a 24-hour stream. I could never. I legitimately don't know how people stream more than like 6 hours. Like I hit like the 4.5 hour mark and my energy is already starting to wane, or I'm getting like hungry, or I just feel like tired. I have no idea how people do like really extended streams. Oh, you know what? We'll just do the optional. Yeah, we'll just make it an optional. That'll be easier, I think. Fire conversion. Okay, so you're gonna be in here. Hellfire's Stronghold. Because I don't need the rewards, and if we want the experimentation, I want the flexibility to fuck around here a little bit. I don't want 2 feints to be a fail. I don't think that'll be a problem for us, but just in case. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think that's everything. I think we got... we've got... Yeah. So that's our restock. That's our sort. We've got Power Charm and Power Talent, Armor Talent and Armor Charm. Okay, yeah. Let's see if this makes any kind of tangible difference. There's a part of me that thinks that it won't at all, but... Let's see. Yeah, and I was gonna say we should have enough that we should basically just be able to run right to him. And I don't need to worry about... Oh, if we see any bone piles though, I'll stop to mine. I won't go out of my way for it, but if we see them, I'll need it. Oh, so this was another part of my build that I meant to ask about and then forgot. I got a level 3 deco for something called Elder Seal Boost, which turns low Elder Seal into average and average into high. I don't really know if that'll be good here, but I kind of want to see how that feels too. I guess I could swap it out for like a single stack of speed eating if it's not really going to be super effective, but I kind of wanted to see. So, does this look like a slope? Gotcha. The issue is less that, like, I really wanted it, so much as there isn't really a decent level 3 I can put in there to substitute. So we'd be putting in something that's level 1 that I just, like, don't really have a lot of. Okay, well, that felt like it did not do as much damage as I would have expected, but I think we also got the Divine Blessing pop. I see you wanted to do tail stuff back there. Bap. He run. Do you think I can get him from the air? Haha! He can knock me out of it! Okay, so I do feel like we're taking less damage. Good roar. I do wish that, because it's like, if I could get 3 stacks of earplugs, that would be ideal. Nice bap! I think he and Lunastra bap from opposite sides. I think she hits me with her left paw, and I think he hits me with his right paw. Or rather, like, if I'm looking at it, rather. The Nergigante hammer does come with high Elder Seal, but Teostra is more vulnerable to ice, which is why we swapped to Kushala. Okay, so he can also command like a wider area on his body. Okay. We are getting to sharpen soon, however. I was hoping I'd get in the air before he launched. Okay, now we should heal. And now? Well, we still survived, so even though my dodge timing was off. Oh, he was glowing before he did that. I wonder if that has a visual tell? No, earplugs and wilds is only a 3-level skill, is it not? I do not believe that requires 5. Although I have not played wilds in a couple of months, so I could be wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a 3 skill. Okay, mad. We could also be using the heat mantle, which may help us here. Looks like he's up to something, so I am gonna take this. Haha, nice trip! I'm gonna greed this. Not, I missed! Incredible. Ledge tech! Dude, nice booty shaking. Your wife's not home right now, though, so, like, who are you doing that for? So, this build may have less handicraft, because it feels like we're needing to sharpen significantly more frequently, which is a little bit of a bummer. I don't entirely know if that's something we can mitigate, because I believe we get the handicraft from the Colve chest piece, which we swapped off for Barnos for Heat Guard. But that does feel different. I'm always interested in what makes the fight feel tangibly different. And this is like an observable effect. So... all right, let's heal. Whoa! My camera just moved in a weird way. Hold on. I think I'm like in his body in a weird way. I thought that would start from the left. I'm kind of surprised we haven't toppled him yet, but... there we go. Don't think he's Skull. I think we did better in the Wildspire. And it honestly might have something to do with the slope availability. We'll take the sharp. Yeah, I really don't like sharpening in the middle of the combat section. If they've left, that's totally fine. We could, maybe we've got a jewel for handicraft if we don't feel like the Elder Seal is really doing a whole lot. I was thinking speed eating, but maybe that's an option. Hey, man. Let's heal. I'm stuck inside his body. Nice. We could flash him when he does that. Are you gonna do tail stuff? Hi, Mochi. What is it? Mochi's come in to say hi. What the? What? That is the first time I have ever seen another monster on the map at the same time as an Elder Dragon. Now, admittedly, it was Kushala, who is also an Elder Dragon, so maybe the rules don't really apply to them. Scared the fuck out of me. For a second, I thought it was Lunastra. Kushala left. I just got the alert that Kushala left. That was a drive-by. At first, I thought it was Lunastra, and then I was like, oh, it's the big double team. And I was like, but they're not blue. And I was like, is it Dragante? That scared the crap out of me. Okay. Well, if I wasn't awake before, now I am definitely. I do have to give it to him. You don't really notice this about Kushala when you're hunting him, or at least I don't, because I'm so fixated on dodging and damage. He is quite elegant in the sky. He moves in a really visually pleasing way, the twisting, very nimble, very deft. I would have liked to have seen more of that. Yeah, but now that I know that can happen, I'll have to pay better attention next time. I set a bomb. Bomb set. right here. Died before he could finish his second topple. I think that was like 14 minutes. I do think it was longer than the Wild Spire, but not necessarily by a whole lot. And I think we did like half as much healing, which feels pretty good. So I don't suppose there are any bones around here, are there? No, just amber. I think I've picked up everything I need from these. For both the blue and the yellow ones. Was really hoping I'd find some bone piles, but doesn't seem like we were so fortunate. And now we'll need to make sure that we can craft more bombs. I did! Yeah! Dude, I knew it! I was so positive that I would pull off the perfect dodge on the Nova, and then we did it. Which is why it was a little disappointing to me when I flubbed the perfect dodge this time around. Okay, so like respectable. Like a minute slower. That's not bad. That's not bad. I do want to take a look at our handicraft level though, because needing to sharpen
gathered at the main gate.
Before the monster leaves is it feels dangerous, especially since I suspect that there's probably like a sharpen or heal punish mechanic that some of them are programmed to respond to. Which is the type of thing you see a lot in Soulsborne games, right? If you're like, oh, this boss is really dangerous, let me put some distance between us. Their AI is programmed to have a distance punish, where if you do that, they have a huge gap closure. They have a aimbot style projectile. Some of them will have like a roll catch, where like if you're a panic dodger, they'll just get you. And I feel like, what was it? Was it Kieran? Where we needed to sharpen mid-hunt with Kieran, there was nothing distance could do to help us because it would just put a projectile on the ground. Let me see. Just restock. And we're good on bombs, but how long are we good on bombs for? Decent. Yeah, we're good. We're good on bombs. I'll craft one more because I think, okay, well, I would say 10 is a nice round number, but we'll work with 11 too. So, and then, yeah, let me take a peek at this, and then we'll queue up for the hunt properly, I think. Yeah, that's why it's one dragon but 3 ice. So that's why I bounced off the Nergigante hammer.
I wonder.
Okay. So, the set that we were using previously, which would have been this one, 2 levels of handicraft. The one that we're using now has none. So, perhaps it would behoove us to split the difference if we've got the gems. Because I can take off Dragon Seal, which increases the Elder Seal on my weapons by 1 level. I could take off our single point of Slugger. I don't know, it's 1 point of Slugger straight up just may not make that much of a difference. We've got some options here though. Assuming we've got the gems for it. Hold on. And it's like, I'd love to get some earplugs on, but I think we would need 4 levels of it, which is simply not possible with the way that I've orchestrated the build. So we shouldn't even worry about that. Our Wex is good. We don't need that. Heartbreak. I don't even really know if we need a level of Heartbreaker. Recovery speed. I'll define. Heaven's Door. What tier of deco is handicraft? Because if it's 3, then we definitely don't have it. It is 3. Okay. So that's our trade-off. We negate the heat aura completely, but we need to sharpen mid-hunt. I think that's a trade-off we should make for right now. I don't love it. I don't love it. But I think that's what we should stick with. I think that's what we should do. We could put on a level of speed eating. I don't know if that will really help us as far as our heals go. Maybe 1 level of like recovery up would be better if we don't want Dragon Seal. I always felt that the Nergigante Hammer was highly effective against the Elders, but maybe that was just what happens when you concuss something, and the Elder Seal feature was not as useful as I expected it to be. I'm sorry, when did I get 2 Slugger Gems? When did that happen? Guys. I think we should run 2 levels of Slugger instead of 1 level of Elder Seal. Yeah. Because if we can stun them, that's a sharpening window. Yeah, I'd rather it be a DPS window. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. We'll go ahead and save that. I do have a crit boost jewel, but only 1 of them, I think. It's level 2, isn't it? It's probably on something. Yeah, only 1. So we could do crit boost 2, or we could do slugger 2. I would personally be inclined to choose slugger. Crit boost, I feel like, would be significantly more useful if I were like a dual blades player. Just because of the quickness of the successive strikes. Whereas hammer is slower to deliver its damage. Mochi can use a high L. Mochi's the MVP, so... yeah, I don't think we should worry about crit stuff. Our affinity is actually probably somewhat decent. Especially with Wex. Like, I know we're not running negative affinity, but I think I feel good with Slugger. Yeah, we're gonna save this. Hold on. We'll call this baseline slug, sure. Because these are all the skills that I really like to have. Okay. I think that's good. Because our weapon, it's 10% affinity. And I think Wex adds 30 or 40. So not a whole lot. Yeah, it may not be as useful as I expected. Yeah, we'll leave crit boost at 1. Slugger will be really helpful. Everything looks good. Let's restock, refuel. I want to meld my demon stuff before we go back in. I just want to make sure I've got extra in the box. I never want to run out of something mid-hunt ever again. We also might be able to pick something up from our normal guy, so... Bracken, I don't want a crit jewel. I'm fucking my life on God for one protection jewel. Give me one protection jewel so I can take off this fucking divine protection charm and put on my 3 slugger charm. Oh my God. That's all I want. All I want is one divine and I can't get it. I have two. Oh my God. It's so painful. It's so painful.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't get as much from the harvest as I thought, but that's fine. We'll go meld our demon drug and call it a day. No! That's the weirdest part, Syndralin! You can't meld it! Capcom, what are we doing here? It's a level 1 deco and I can't make it? Crazy stuff. We'll call it a meld item and we'll just do the megas. And yeah, it's gonna be like not ideal, but we're in the not ideal place right now. So I want 3 of these. What do I have the most of? That we can just start trashing. Well, I won't really need fertile mud. Awful. Oh no. I forget if it's Duratotus or Baroth that reproduces by just like spraying its stuff in a bunch of dirt. Now we know why it's called fertile mud. That's not ideal. Radabon. Probably not really gonna be doing a lot of Radabon anymore. I don't really want your stuff, man. I don't think I need your stuff. Okay. Yeah, we'll do Tura, a bunch of fangs from Diablos. Here's a main from Kieran. I don't really know what the commendations do, so we'll hold on to that for now. Great Dragger, so I got a ton of your stuff. And plenty of Toby stuff, plenty of Wrath stuff. More bones than I know what to do with. We'll hold on to the Hornflies because I feel like we need them for something else. And then I need 60 points, so that's 2 more 30s. Bonk, bonk. Easy! And we got 12. Fabulous. And then we've got 5 in the box. Let's do like 5 more of these as well, and then we'll actually be ready. 80 more points. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay. And hopefully that will tide us over a little bit. Okay. Back upstairs. And we'll head on out. We'll take our rations. I hate that it hovers over no. Like, just default to yes. And then here's our roast. Pay with money. Chef's choice. Defense up medium. Chef, I think I'd rather have element. Or attack. It's not horrible. We've got the heat mantle. Even if the cool... And I imagine we'll need to use it immediately until we can separate them. And then we'll want to make sure it's up for Lunastra, which I think we should tackle last. Because I think Teostra will be easier for us to manage. Okay. Yeah. We'll do Chef's choice. Feels... Again, I'd strongly prefer to have the fire resistance, but our inbuilt resistance is good, and we've got the mantle. So, if we pop it when he starts to glow, that might be good for us. Oh, hey, Noisy. We can just call it a new experience. I like that phrase better. But I'm glad you're here. Okay. items. They're already sorted, and I think we'll restock, and then we'll resave. Fabulous. Good, good, good. Potion mega. Honey. Don't need to worry about. Ancient good if we cart. Demon armor. Bugs for flashing. Farcasters for leaving. Bombs. Bunch of charms. I think that's decent. And we ate, and we stocked, and we looked. And we opted for 2 KO. Ha! 2 Slugger. Instead of Elder Seal. Okay! I think that's good. I think that's everything. Yes? Pretty sure we already ate. Oh, hey! Oh, thank you so much for giving that sub. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Sorry, triple checking. Okay. Let's go.
Hey, partner.
Yeah, don't worry, baby girl. That Legiana gets to hang out in the ancient forest for a little while longer. Post a new quest. This is a special assignment. This world bed, they're different. They're different. I legitimately don't believe either game is bad. I think they're both really enjoyable. There are things in World that are not in Wilds that I actually quite enjoy. I was slow to adjust to the tracking mechanic, but actually I think it's like kind of immersive and cool. Now that I've been acclimated to it and now that I've gotten more familiar with it, I think that there's a combat fluidity to Wilds that I really, really like. Offsets, they're cool, man. Perfect dodges, they're cool, man. Power clashes, they're cool, man. Like, they're sick. They're nice. It's awesome. It rocks. They're both good games. They're both very good games. They're just different games. That's all. Okay.
I won.
Oh, thank you for giving that sub out. And Noisy, thanks for subscribing. Okay. We'll use the voucher. Okay. And Mochi gear. Can I see what he's wearing? No, they won't let me see what my cat's in. I think he's good. We put him in new clothes yesterday, so I think he's probably fine. Okay, let's go. It feels like there's something really important that I forgot to do, but I don't believe that that's true, so... And now we know dung pods don't work, so we don't need to bring those with us. But I do think we're gonna need our mantle right away. So we'll just make sure that's available to us. Sorry, still coughing. Am I even going in the right direction? Oh, okay. Well, we'll go from the northwest camp instead then, since that looks like it's closer. And let's see if we can aggro him from far away, and then maybe his girlfriend won't notice. Yeah, maybe he'll fight me himself in the alley behind the Waffle House. Or is there like some crystal burst I can pick up here? Because that would also be kind of sick and nice. Not that I see. She's coming this way. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm looking to see if there should be crystal burst up here. Because I'm actually positive we picked it up here before and I would love to have some of it. No! It's gone! Oh, maybe, no, that, maybe this is, nope, that's just blue stuff. Okay. Well, fuck. We've seen it. I know it's here somewhere. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it, though. So, let's just... Oh, fuck. Mantle now. Not what I wanted, but here we go. Oh, she left. Okay. That works. Hey, where'd your man go? Did your man leave you? I think her man left. Well, this is not who I wanted to fight first, but... That's also not the attack that I wanted to do. Tail? She was just out of my range for that. I want us to stay healthy. Where are you going? What are you doing? I know you're gonna land, so where are you gonna land at? Come here. I think that's Slugger at work. Oh, I really wanted to finish my golf swing! Yeah. We'll take the heal. And that goes really far around her body. I haven't really figured out what I think is a decent counter to that yet. Okay, she looks like she's gonna be up to no good in a hot second. We need to move. We're gonna need to sharpen soon as well. So we just may straight up need to leave the arena in order to make that happen. Because the further we move away from her, the more likely she is to charge on us. Just like that. And now we're at green. We can just keep hitting her and hope she leaves soon, but... Oh, hey, man! Oh, listen, don't worry about it. Everything's cool, I promise.
I won!
Oh, God! Alright, this might be a Farcaster moment, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do miss the handicraft now. Oh, my God! Yeah. No, she... Oh my God, Mochi, you're the goat. You're the goat. You're the best. You're the best. You're my cat. You're my cat. Okay. Mantle lost. Good heal. What on earth is that? Nothing good. A huge dot, actually. What on earth? We're doing good damage to the face. I hate the BAPs. It makes managing melee so difficult. We could flash her. Crystal Burst? Oh yeah, gimme that. Takes the follow up to the community. Okay, I think she's gonna be up to no good. girl. I could really use a KO! Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted, not what I wanted. She's gonna get me, she's gonna get me. She's out of here. Fabulous. Okay. Okay, okay. Let's sharpen. Hadn't expected to fight her first, but all things considered, not bad. She did go hang out with her boy toy, which isn't ideal. And then I've got the crystal burst. Crafting wise, I actually think we're doing pretty well. Okay. They are together. I really don't like that. Especially with Heat Mantle inactive. Yeah, hey girl, come here. Let's see if we can split them up again. Hey, I know. Oh my god, I'm down here. You're so mad. You're so mad. You're so mad. Here comes Teostra. All right, we might just have to hit somebody then. I don't think we're gonna have the luxury of separating them, so we might just have to be up there. All right, well, here we go. This feels like a horrible idea. I think she's more inclined to chase. I'd really like to be able to separate them. I really would. Lunastra, come here. I don't think we're gonna be able to. Or yeah, you come fight me over here. That's totally acceptable. Hey, man. Oh, there's both of them. Okay, she's up in the sky. Mochi's up there, valiantly performing. I don't know what they're fucking doing up there. I think we just have to go in. Yeah, okay, we just have to go in. Even though I feel like she's gonna put a big projectile down the entire length of this slope and we're just gonna get super fucked. But he ran over here. So... Oh, but hey, man, I thought you were gonna, like, hang out in the back for a bit. Tail? Good roar. Now, he is getting mad. So, and we are gonna need to sharpen. How are we doing on mantle? Decent? I'm gonna sharpen next to this Vital Lily. We still got it! I'm putting this on. Come on, come on. We're getting good head damage in. just don't know if we'll be able to land a stagger. Neat shit. Well done. Face. We're bouncing. We're on butt. That's why. If I'm lucky, we'll be able to finish this, but it'll be really tight. Nice! He roar? He's probably about to leave. I just don't really want him to go to the same area his wife's in. I'm gonna sharpen. Nice, and he's out of here. Okay! I'm gonna take this as a free heal, just to top us up. We got the sharpen. Mantle's almost out. Crafting looks great. But perhaps they are not together. Okay, separate so far. He's getting mad again, though, so we're gonna need to be really careful for when he goes into the sky. Because our damage is good, but we're gonna want distance. Okay, mantle off. There's a roar. He ran into the wall, which makes him look kind of goofy. Bond with Lunastra. Bond with Teostra. Y'all can just have this around the corner. Hey, baby girl. Yeah, you come with me into this big open space. Yeah, we'll leave your husband alone for a while. Hey, man, is this a slope? I don't really know where her head is, but I'm just gonna start big banging. I think we're hitting it anyway, so... We need to heal. She's not gonna let us? That's right. We need to circle her. We cannot go straight back with her. Get out, get out, get out. Get out, get out. Come here. I know you want to charge on me, so just come charge on me. And then I can give you this to the face. Not what I wanted. I got greedy. I got impatient. She hurts so bad. Tail. Not what I wanted. That's okay. That was a nice head hit. Unfortunately, we need to heal again. And husband is here, so... Mochi, you keep doing your thing. I need to separate them. Let's... Yeah, one of you just follow me this way. How about that? I'm cool if it's you, Teostra. I'm fine with that. Oh, there's... This is a corner of the room. I thought maybe that was a pathway. Okay, let's do a ration. And with you... You're getting mad, which I really don't like. I'm going this way. Okay, she's leaving. Teostra is staying. Good dodge, actually. He's gonna do his big thing because he's starting to glow, so I know that he's mad. I don't know if we'll be able to really, like, knock him out of it in any way that matters. Good shit. We're gonna sharpen. Holy shit, okay. We actually took a ton of damage from that little bappity bap he just did. Mochi holding aggro, which is fabulous. How's my... Oh, I forgot to fucking drug, didn't I? Went through all the effort of melding them. Forgot to put them on. That tracks. Also, thanks for subscribing. Stop bapping me. We're taking a fuck ton of damage here. Is that a Vital Lily? I'm gonna pop this. Okay, okay. There's the roar. He's getting mad again, but we have the mantle on. Yes. Give me a big bang. Give me a big bang. Now, he's leaving, but I don't see Skull yet. Nice. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's take off our mantle now So it has time to recharge, hopefully before we get to wife. Okay, there's my sharpen. Crafting, I think, should be pretty good. Mm-hmm. If we need to far cast back later, we can do that. She's just in the area up there. Mochi doing healthy. We still have Crystal Burst on. That's good. I'd feel better fighting her with the mantle on, but we'll be waiting some time for that to recharge because we don't have tool specialist. Let's see how it feels. Not what I wanted. Oh, please give me back the Crystal Burst. Thank God. Okay. Yeah, we'll just pop a potion immediately, actually. You know what? Maybe this would be a good time for... I don't know, the booster? Yeah, if we can't mantle, maybe we should booster. Until she puts all of her fucking shit in it, but, you know. Not tail stuff! Not tail stuff! Yeah, that shit is all still on fire. Nice, 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 nice. Health for me? Now, is she gonna do some bullshit is the question. Because if I were her, I'd be doing some bullshit. Yeah, okay, we need to heal. She's got so much range on that. And I really don't like where we are. Yeah, this feels really dangerous. I was really hoping we'd knock her out of it. I didn't want to have to move around her. Dodge. Dodge. Hug her body when she does this. Okay, good. Mantle on. Well, that's some bullshit she's gonna do, so felt like a great time to mantle, personally. You know what? Maybe we should just heal through this. Fucking bitch. Well, great time to mantle, because I think otherwise that probably just would have killed us. Is she leaving? She's leaving. That's awesome. All right. We've got the crystal burst. That's good. She might have just gone up here. I don't even know if she went. She didn't go back to the nest, so she's probably not skull. We still have the mantle, which is really, really good. Fighting her without it feels so much more dangerous. All right, let's just completely reset. She bapped me out of all of my animations, and then we lost half of our health. Eventually, I'll get the opportunity to move. We will need to Farcast her back to restock, however. What is that keeps... Okay. I was not prepared for the mount, so we wasted a lot of stamina already. I don't think we're gonna get any kind of fancy attack here. But hopefully we'll still get... a big bang to the face, which would be really nice. This, however, I do not think we are really going to be able to capitalize on. Oh, fuck it. I'm greedy as hell. Are you limping? Okay. All right. Well, we'll sharpen, and we'll take this off so it gets a chance to recharge. I think she just went to sleep. Now, we don't have any bombs. So maybe this is the best time for us to Farcast her? Actually, if we're not even in combat anymore, we can just fast travel! Easy, let's get bombs. Item box, manage items, hook. Oh, right, but that's not gonna give me bombs. We gotta do this if we want bombs. Okay. Okay. All righty then. Oh, I didn't take this off. Wait. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. It's off. And we have the other one ready to go. I might honestly put that down right next to her. Oh, I'm going in the wrong direction. Classic. Didn't even realize there was a little hole here for me to walk through. It all just looked like molten wall to me. Here she is. She's sleeping. Okay. I'm gonna put this right here. And then I set a bomb. Bomb set. I think I may have destroyed my little, which I did not know could happen. So that's unfortunate. And a bunch of my stuff didn't even hit her head. So that's also unfortunate, but that's okay. We move. I did not think that would hit me. I thought I was wedged close enough under her tummy that it was going to be okay. Did not think that would hit me either. She's got it all. She's got the close range. She's got the distance. I'm gonna be greedy. You have a gift of wisdom and technique that's without peer. Superb work, Hunter. Thanks, Huntsman. Or should I say, huntsmen, because that's what we were serving together in this double hunt. So I'll be carving this. You guys cannot be out here calling one failed quest a wall. I got a gem! Ooh! Nice! Well, I love that! I really like this monster. Not that corpse in the background while I pose. Vogue. Okay. What all? And then I get Carapace Wing Skill, Fire Dragon, Teostra stuff. I was kind of hoping I'd get a gem as a reward too. 32 minutes also! Fast! I do believe we would have had them first try if I hadn't run out of the ability to heal. Yeah, suffice it to say, 8 Mega Potions was not enough for this hunt. But I think we only actually went through like a little bit over 10 this time. Pretty good. And my Mochi picked up a bone for me. See, I don't think she's a bad monster at all. I actually would argue that I have a level of respect for her that, which isn't to imply that there are monsters that I don't respect. But I think that there are monsters that are meant to serve roles as skill checks or as learning experiences. And Lunastra strikes me as that type of monster. In the same way that when we went up against Tempered Basil, and I was like, whoa, I'm having a really hard time figuring out my windows for like going in to deal damage in close range while getting out in time to avoid the explosions he surrounds himself with. Like, this is a monster that gives you a problem that just like, oh, I'm going in, can't solve. And I like that. I actually think that that makes for a very engaging hunt experience. So I sense that that could be something of an unpopular opinion. But under no circumstance do I think she's a bad monster. I really don't think there are bad monsters, right? Only underwhelming monsters. And I do not believe that she's underwhelming. Because beating her feels like a puzzle, and there's a true sense of accomplishment when you've done it. Because she, again, like, she has so much that you need to account for. She has close range fire. She's got arcs that go, I'm pretty sure, over 180 degrees. She's got the BAPs, which I think might only come from one direction. I think the solution for that is always going to be to dodge to your right. But don't quote me on that. I need more experience before I can make that call. If you spend too much time behind her, like Teostra, we could kind of be in his belly and his tail swipes won't hit us. We can't do that same positioning here. I don't know. I really liked it. And if you run straight back, she's got a ton of movement. She's fast and aggressive. I'm pretty sure we need like the idea, like you want to pull away, but I think actually what you need to do, if you go the distance, I think you need to go move in an arc. But I think it's actually better if you circle her body, which also feels kind of dangerous because if you spend too much time behind her, she's just gonna tail swipe. I don't know. I like it. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. It's a nice brain scratch. I liked it. I enjoy it. But I'm a liker. I'm a liker of things, so. And she's level 30. And she big. Well, she's the only one we've ever hunted. Of course, she big, but.
The field team's gathered at the main gate.
I want to
Seems
see.
like they're getting ready
And the
to go on
huntsman
an
has something to
expedition
say.
in the
Nobody do
forest.
anything cool. I'm muting alerts. I want to talk to the huntsman. Wonderful, wonderful. To report to the guild about both a Teostra and Lunastra is a huge win for the research commission. Your masterful technique surely deserves a special reward, but what shall I bestow upon you?
I'm thankful.
Ah, I know. Allow me to give you this specialized tool that the analytics director conjured up. He said that he studied my movement in combat and from it produced this device. He gave it to me hoping I would try it, but I'm an old-time hunter. I'm no good with all this new technology. However, I think someone like you, who's already accustomed to the New World style of hunting, can use this to its full potential.
Go on, then.
You are the Research Commission's true Sapphire Star. I pray that you light the way for all of us in the years to come. That's my uncle. That's my grandpa. What did we get? Temporal mantle. Okay, well, I want to see what that does. Does he have anything else? Nothing like a good nap. He is my grandpa. I was sleeping. Oh my god! I'm not some old stubborn hunter that scoffs at new technology. It's just there's a certain comfort in what you know. I gave the slinger a try, and then I stopped trying. It's not for me. Again, strong handshake, firm, muscle bulging handshake. That's how I feel about the slinger. Like, it's fine, it's there, I'll use it when I have to, but me hit, weapon in hand, me hit with weapon, have weapon, not shoot, want hit, kill, weapon, hit, stab, bonk, doesn't matter, weapon in hand. I don't need a slingshot. When the Teostra appeared, the hunter in me was secretly overjoyed. But don't go telling anyone I said that. Are people not allowed to know that you feel happiness, Huntsman?
Mm-hmm.
You make a remarkable hunter. Nothing like a good... Okay, his dialogue's reset now. I want to go upstairs and see what that mantle does. Yeah, you know what I've never needed to do with my hammer? Pick up ammo for it off the ground. And I was like that in Wilds too. I feel like that's, and if you were here for our Expedition 33 playthrough, like the shooting mechanic that you can do on your turn with like the right trigger where you just like blast with Luma. I basically never used it until we'd already sunk over 100 hours into the game. And then I got a skill that made that so overwhelmingly powerful, I pivoted. I just don't like to shoot stuff. That's just not who I am, fundamentally at my core. I'm a hitter. I'm a stabber. I'm a roller and a bonker. I'm a killer, not an aimer. What did I come up here for? Why do you want to talk to me? Heaven's Door, is this more Title Update 3 stuff? I feel like it has to be. This is the mantle, okay. I thought we already had it, so I was gonna talk to her to see it, but I'm just making sure.
Ah, you've outdone yourself.
I'll be a Rajang's wet nurse! You bloody did it! This is the, I'm pretty sure, third time we've heard this monster referenced. Because the first time, actually it was from Mouscular Chef. Mouscular Chef said something about a Rajang. And then when the Admiral showed up, someone in camp compared him to a Rajang. And now we've got Rajang's wet nurse. So that's fun. That's nice. Things were looking bleak there, eh? Not only did you have a Teostra, but a Nurkagante, he was here! And a Lunastra! I bet you nearly soiled yourself! Well, I have slightly more control over my bowels than one of your age, so I think I'm okay. You showed everyone why you're an A-list hunter, mate. My team in the special arena salute you. Is it psychotic of me to kind of want a version of this quest where Nurkagante stays? What'll it be? I want to look at my mantle. What do we have? It was the temporal mantle? Oh fuck, I forgot we had Dragon Proof. Temporal Mantle. Nullifies damage from powerful attacks by automatically evade. Because with the word temporal, I would associate with like the passage of time. So I was like, is it turning time back? That would be crazy. It just takes over for you. What does this look like? Dude, what? Okay, but is it... Heaven's Door. Is this a single auto dodge, or is this you auto dodge for 120 seconds straight? Okay, it's I was gonna say, there's absolutely no way it lasts for 120 seconds. Every time I proc, the damage decreases. It's timed. So it's like 5 or 6. Are you serious? It used to be as long as it was active. That is insane. That's crazy. So basically, once you got this mantle, there was no reason to ever take it off. Each dodge reduces the timer by 20 seconds. Okay, and it does have, it's 5, I think that's a 5-minute recharge time. I think everything else is 3. 3.5. Well, some of them are pretty long. Interesting. There is a part of me, I won't do this on stream, but I might do it off stream. There is a part of me, because that's a special event, which means I should be able to do it again, I hope. And I would like to do it with the talons off. Because I think we could have done it. Hilarious to me that I've come this far without them. I think that's really funny. I'm a challenge runner at heart, I guess. Listen, I'm not playing a game if I'm not somehow making it harder for myself. But I think we could. I do want to try. So we'll see. Okay. And then I actually think we might be able to forge some of her equipment because I got a gem. Maybe. Only... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we can make both of these, actually. Because if we had this, then we wouldn't need Kushala pants. And that might open up some flexibility. We're gonna craft this. Tool specialist. There is a world where we need tool specialist, but I think we'd be better off just taking the decos. We'll be hunting her later anyway, so. Now I'm short a single wing. Fuck. Well, again, we'll be hunting her later anyway, so. Yeah, I got a bunch of blood. I got a bunch of bones. I do a lot of hunting and killing. Again, which is why I'm shocked that my HR is only 69. Lamau. I think, unfortunately, now we're 70, which is a little bit of a bummer, but. Okay. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. Now, I'm tempted by this. But it's too faint fail. We should do book club also. You're so right. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I've been live for almost 3 hours and I've not taken a break. So let's take a break here. We'll pause. So I can check on Mochi and see if I can find him his fat mouse, because I think that's why he's so despondent and why he brought me the rest of his mice. He's missing his favorite mouse. Let's take a break here. I'll reheat my tea. when we come back, let's do Teostra Lunastra Book Club. And then see how much time we have left after. I think that'll probably take like 10 minutes. Maybe 12. And then I would like... Oh, we should look at weapons also for Lunastra. I didn't do that. And then if I'm feeling insane, we might do this investigation. But only... Hold on. Phew. Only if I build for it. Now, the good thing is, I think we have a spectacular fire resistance set for Basil ready to go, because we're fucking wearing it already. But I would like to make sure we've got something set aside for Pickle, if we do that. I think it would be really fun to see. I also think there's a good chance we could get stepped on real bad. But, like, whatever. Let's just look. Let's just look. Let me look at the weapons. Let me look at the weapons. Hammer. Treat. Ooh. Oh, we did see that. We saw this yesterday. No, whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Lunastra / Nergigante? Lunastra / Xenojiva. Combo? Combination Lunastra Nergigante hammer? This Lunastra hammer resonates with the added Nergigante parts to give a chance for regeneration. This Lunastra hammer resonates with the added Xenojiva parts to help keep your weapon sharp. Both black. That's awesome. It never occurred to me that you could have combo weapons. Heaven's Door. I'm certain the answer to this is no, but I would like to clarify. There were no double monster weapons in Wilds, correct? I bet they're coming. I bet they're on the way. Well, I want that. I want that badly. I don't know. Show me literally any fucking hammer. It doesn't matter. Literally any hammer, whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna put that on the wish list. We're gonna put... Oh! And now that we've beaten her, we can see the upgraded version. Mm-hmm. That's going on. That's going on. That's going on. I need tails. I need research commission tickets. Basil. Need a basil gem. Heaven's Door. What is a research commission ticket and how do I get it? Oh, okay, so when you say they come from quests I don't have access to, do you mean I can't, it's like an event quest and I can't look at the list because it'll spoil later monsters, or just like straight up at this moment in high rank or post high rank, I cannot do that quest? I don't have the quest. Okay, so we need to sit on this for now. We'll sit on this for a bit. But that does mean that I can go ahead and get the gem that we need, the wings that we need, and then when we reach the point where we're able to... This is gorgeous, by the way. I really do... Now, the gradient, sort of like stained glass effect on this hammer is breathtaking, but I do wish they'd given it a unique shape. Some of the world weapons, they are underwhelming, like almost to the point of disappointment. Like, I get it. I get it. Development constraints, time, like, whatever. I completely understand. But sometimes it is a little bit of a frown moment. Still looks great, though. Yeah, still want this one for sure. Okay. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I said I was gonna take my break and then I yapped. Let's take our actual break now. More tea, check on Mochi, couple of minutes. when we come back, we'll read for Teostra and Lunastra. I'll have the mods get the page numbers for Lunastra, so I can flip right to it and we don't need to search. Let's read that, and then let's see what time it is and how we're feeling. If it's like 3:30, maybe we pause here. Gonna depend on how I feel, because I'm gonna want to build for Pickle, since this investigation has a feint limit that's higher than what I'm used to. And if I feel like that build process will take us to like 4, it could be long. We'll roll with it. We'll see what we get, okay? Break time. Y'all get a drink, use the bathroom, get up, take a stretch, and I will see you in a couple of minutes. Did I hit the button? No. Okay, here we go. Excellent news, everybody. Fat Mouse has been recovered. This horrible, filthy thing that's Mochi's most favorite, beloved possession in the world. This grimy ass, chewed up, dusty, destroyed, salivated thing with its eye coming out. It's his favorite. I found it for him. Mouse recovered. So suffice it to say, he's very happy. I'm gonna give it to him. Hold on. He's good. He's good. So cat happy, mouse recovered. Let's do. Not been MIA for a while. It's his favorite toy, so sometimes he bats it under things and it takes us a while to realize it's gone. But he tells us when it's gone, which is kind of crazy. He either Like, he becomes really needy or he gets mad. So every now and then, if I'm like, Mochi, what the fuck is your, like, I'll just be walking down the hallway and he'll come running up. He's like, hit me, my leg. He's like, bite my ankle. I'm like, what? What is your problem? What's wrong with you? Cujo moment. It's because he wants Fat Mouse and he can't get Fat Mouse and he's mad. I love him. Foul creature, most detestable. Let's read book. Let's do book stuff. Okay, Fat Mouse emote would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. We've got like a goblin mochi emote where he's making this like wretched face, but I'd really like having a cute mochi emote too, because he is precious and darling. He's also just a little bit nasty, but that makes him precious and darling to me because I adore him. So, all right, I think we'll start with Teostra on page 242. That can't be. I think it's meant to be 342 because 242 is ZT. Okay, hold on. Let me skip ahead 100 pages. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is actually a great picture of him too. Hold on. Sorry, really hard to line it up sometimes. There we go. That is a good-looking monster. Also known as the Emperor of Flame. A diet of flammable ore and gunpowder. So again, I'm assuming this monster and Gog, they're not sharing plates at the buffet. In order to maintain his blazing body, Teostra sustains himself on a diet of minerals that contain flammable ingredients and usually makes his home in ore-rich volcanic regions. While searching for ore and other explosive nourishment rich in heat energy, sometimes Teostra will follow traces of gunpowder back to their source, unintentionally wandering near human settlements. Unfortunately, there was a case where a Teostra searching for gunpowder found his way into the special arena in the Great Ravine. He was observed attempting to consume ore and in doing so created a flammable gas. Long story short, it was a hot mess. That's what the book says. Its name is Teostra and it's as violent as they come. They call it the Emperor of Flame and Peerless One. This male elder dragon overwhelms all who stand in his way with fire and flame. Reports of sightings and disturbances are few and far between, but that's due to Teostra's preference for territory in far-removed deserts and secluded volcanic regions. Teostra is known for being as fierce as the flames it wields. There exists a legend in the old world about a Teostra who painted the entirety of a vast desert with flame in a single night. A closely related elder dragon is Lunastra, a female. While Teostra originally inhabited the deep volcanic regions in the Elder's Recess, after Xeno'jiiva's activation of the New World's energy, they have also appeared in the Wildspire Waste, wrapping his body in flame to burn assailants. When describing Teostra, there are two aspects of the Elder Dragon that must not be neglected: his control of flame and powder particles. Teostra can spray a radial wave of fire from his mouth. Not only does he expel this fire, he may also coat his body in the flame, scorching enemies. In addition, Teostra can control what region of his body receives this fire coating. He can emit a terrible wave of fire from his entire body in a single burst. The wind pressure created by this release creates a natural barrier against not only the slinger, but also bowgun bolts and arrows, casting most of them harmlessly to the side. One might say Teostra bears a bona fide armor of flame, and despite its ruthless nature, the shimmering haze emitted by this blazing armor bestows an air of elegance to the monster. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Kushala can do a similar thing with its tornadoes, where they will physically displace like bows and ammunition, projectiles. That's awesome. Can I ask, if you're a ranged user, how you overcome that? Because I would like to know. With Kushala, it's wind armor. Gunners have a bad time against the old gen elders. You don't! Just headshots. You just aim for the head. Ooh, because you have to aim for the spots that aren't protected. See, I think that's neat because, well, again, like speaking about Lunastra specifically, when I'm talking about, or even Basil, similar phenomenon, right? When they have really tight control of their own melee radius, there's a part of me that's like, man, this would be so much easier if I were a ranged user because I wouldn't have to worry about this so much. So I think that it is a testament to skillful game design where basically everyone is disadvantaged and inconvenienced. It's like, oh, did you think switching to bow would make this better? Psych! Now you've got a brand new problem that you need to mitigate. Here's a new challenge for you to overcome. I like that. I think that's cool. When covered in powder, the tip of Teostra's twisted horns glow red. Based on this, it's believed that Teostra can manipulate powder distribution, explosions, and even the direction of flame dispersal through these horns. So it's probably a good thing we broke its head. Controlling a flammable powder that creates a unique flame. Why is it that among all the monsters capable of controlling flame, Teostra is the Emperor of Flame? It's because of his ability to disperse a flammable powder in order to cover his body. Reserves of this powder are typically stored in tiny hairs growing underneath Teostra's wings. After being sharply shaken by limb or wing movements, these powder particles disperse. That's really cool. So the more active and frenetic and agitated the monster becomes, it starts shaking that substance free, and that's what gives it that more powered up state. Simply by gnashing his teeth, Teostra can create a spark that ignites the powder, causing an explosion over a wide area. Using flame and powder, Teostra manipulates both burning and explosive energy. The powder itself is actually leftover debris from Teostra's own body that has peeled off. It's dandruff! It's flammable dandruff! Dirty, stinky kitty needs a bath. Kitty needs to go to the groomer. Yeah, the kitty needs a soap. We gotta soap that cat up. He needs to be washed. Outside of combat or feeding, Teostra have been known to cover themselves in this powder for purposes of burning off excess waste. While clad in his flaming armor, flickering flames appear to be attached to Teostra's body, and his footfalls will scorch solid ground, leaving behind small patches of fire. In his dispersion state, Teostra spreads powder around his prey, followed by either a clawing or charging attack, resulting in a delayed explosion. These are only limited to short-range explosions. When facing enemies relying on long-range attacks, Teostra can spread powder across great distances by beating his wings and igniting these deposits from afar. So that's not behavior that I noticed with Teostra, but it was something that I noticed with Lunastra. That those like blue patches on the ground. I'm not entirely sure whether it was a wing beat that did it or if it was some kind of breath, but like they were being ignited during combat by that monster, which I thought was really cool. And there's a picture of what I'm assuming is the Nova here. This is Teostra's strongest and largest attack, which may only be performed when its body is fully covered in flames and powder. Teostra takes to the air, condensing all of its combustion energy before releasing it at once in a massive explosion. We call this attack Supernova. I thought Nova was fan terminology, or just like community lexicon. I didn't realize it was actually called Supernova. That's sick. We call this attack Supernova for its resemblance to the catastrophic astronomical event. Do not be caught within range of this devastating explosion. Perhaps due to its habit of eating gunpowder, Teostra's body temperature is notably high and can even affect the temperature in certain regions by bringing a wave of thermal energy with him. By just appearing on the Wildspire Waste, Teostra caused a blazing heat wave, sending the region's temperature skyrocketing and other monsters fleeing for safety. While mainly residing in the Elder's Recess, biological traces and reports suggest that Teostra occasionally visits the Wildspire Waste. Considering that Old World Teostra have been known to claim deserts as their territory, we believe that New World Teostra also consider this desert now part of their land. However, research conducted in the Wildspire Waste over the past few decades failed to yield any evidence of Teostra inhabitants. Nergagante's assault and Xeno'jiiva's emergence appear to have synthetically sped up the activity of Elder Dragons, the effects of which we might be seeing through Teostra's expansion of their territory. Teostra's nightly resting place is deep within the underground desert cave of the Wildspire Waste. The area bears a resemblance to its nest in the Elder's Recess, suggesting that it may feel comfortable here. No, that's really cute! He's just like, this looks like home. I live here now, and Diablos is like, fucking, I guess. Dashing about on all fours. For its imposing size, Teostra is surprisingly agile and easily sprints across burning surfaces as a closet prey with ease. This agility is largely possible thanks to the combination of Teostra's well-developed limbs for power, claws for traction, and wings that cut down air resistance. In fact, researchers of the Old World long believed that Teostra's wings had lost their functionality for prolonged flight, until New World individuals were witnessed flying between areas and participating in aerial conflict. Since they are highly skilled flyers, aerial maneuverability is also part of their offensive repertoire, and they often fire on their targets from the skies. Unlike Old World individuals, New World Teostra are skilled flyers and can remain airborne for long spans of time. Heaven's Door, remind me what gen Teostra was introduced in? Was it Dose or Try? I feel like we've talked about this before, and he's been around a long time. Dose! Let's go! Teostra's paws feature thick pads that... Well, okay, hold on. Follow-up question. We're gonna read Lunastra right after this, but, like, follow-up question. What generation was Lunastra introduced in? She wasn't also Dose, was she? No way! Also? Really? I think that's cool. I would have assumed that she showed up later. Yeah. That she was made as a tie-in for a later title. But they were both introduced in the same gen. Dose as well, but she was pretty much just Blue Teostra. So maybe didn't have the level of, like, unique identity that she has in World, at least. I can't speak to other appearances that she might have had since Dose. They're a mated pair. Oh, I like them. I think they're cute. Teostra's paws feature thick pads that protect him from volcanic rock. His front paws have sharp claws for rending enemies, and his elongated rear paws provide support for sprint pawsies. He paws. Creating a home with explosions from powder. Teostra's abode may be found at the farthest reaches of the Elder's Recess, normally obscured by an impenetrable wall of lava. The nest itself is a flat rocky base surrounded almost entirely by lava. Teostra makes its nest by blasting apart a rocky crag with its explosive powder and fashioning it into a stage spacious enough for the immense monster. However, as one might imagine, being surrounded by an ocean of lava makes this platform somewhat unstable. When angered by an intruder in its nest, Teostra's rising body temperature affects the surrounding area, causing lava to erupt from the ground. He also has a nest mechanic, like a nest gimmick. I don't know if we saw that. More than just a place to rest, we believe that a Teostra's nest is also essential to attracting a Lunastra mate. A Lunastra probably selects her Teostra mate based on whose nest is the widest and has the best access to ore for sustenance. Lunastra walking into Teostra's house like, damn, you live like this? Interior design enthusiast Lunastra. Passionate about architecture Lunastra. She doesn't want to see gray floors. She's tired of white kitchen cabinets. She wants to see like a rust orange or an emerald green backsplash. She wants to see wood accents and inbuilt bookshelves. She has taste. She exhibits a sense of refinement. Distinguished, respectable. I like her. A mane with superior heat resistance and durability. Teostra's regal mane is a symbol of its prowess, but also serves important ecological functions. Although soft in appearance, the hairs of the mane are actually quite hard, not furry, and protect its neck by deflecting blades of standard quality. That makes me feel like it's less like fur and more like steel wool. The main even aids in the production and storage of Teostra's explosive powder. The main is what allows Teostra to stay hot enough to manipulate flames with ease. New World individuals display thicker manes than Old World individuals, with hairlines extending all the way to the base of their necks. The fullness of manes may even play a role in attracting partners. Some suggest that it's related to mating rather than courtship. Unfortunately, as of this writing, there are no solid conjectures to this end. Once a Teostra's flame and powder coatings reach a certain degree, the center of his mane will light up like a lantern due to heat accumulation. Note the distinct skeletal structure of Teostra's wing. There are no phalanges, with only the skeleton supporting the wing's membrane. Also note how the surface area of Teostra's coat extends out as far as possible, maximizing the production and storage of explosive powder. So these are the production backstory notes. Planned from the very start, bringing out the one and only Emperor of Flame. The New World is a continent where elder dragons gather, so we needed to populate it with individuals that carry a certain flair. From the very beginning of development, we already knew 2 elder dragons we just had to use, Teostra and Kushala Daora. We felt very strongly that from an action standpoint, for both old and new fans, we could refine these monsters enough to be crowd pleasers. That was our starting place for developing the lava region of the Elder's Recess. It also fits our story in a believable way as the basis for the Everstream, both gameplay and setting combined, to help make Teostra a standout monster. We were trying to express how our Elder Dragons are strong enough to directly affect their surrounding environment, which is why Teostra causes lava eruptions whenever he rages. Since we were developing for high-end platforms, we were able to use fire in new ways, and I think that helped us make Teostra stand out like never before. Even from just an elemental perspective, Kushala Daora's ice abilities complement Teostra's fire quite well, and they make a good pair. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer on YouTube. I appreciate that. So here's my question. While we were hunting Teostra, Kushala Daora did a drive-by? Was Kushala on the map the whole time? Was that a special event where he's just like, hey, well, I don't like you, and he just like showed up? Because I'd really like to see that interaction again, but I'm not sure if that's something I have any active control over baiting. Probably on the map the whole time. There can be 2 elders. Sometimes it just drops into, we were lucky. We were just lucky. It's a special event for a turf war. Just shows up to start shit. Yeah, Kushala says, oh, you've got dandruff, let's give you a blowout, and just starts blasting. That's funny. Okay, and then I think we've got Lunastra a couple pages past this. Let me double check our page number on it. 380. Pretty sure no way. That would scare the crap out of me. Because like, as far as I'm concerned, it's like he's gone. We straight up have not seen him since his defeat, and no one has talked about. We hadn't seen him until Title Update 3, but he just sort of showed up and then left. So I'm like, there's another one? Where'd this one come from? I'd like to see him again. I don't know if we will, but as a monster, I do have fond opinions on him. As far as flagships go, I think you're always going to feel the most affection for your first game's flagship. It's gonna be really hard for anything to top Arkfeld for me, because so much of your first experience, like, you look back on it with such fondness, as such a defining moment for your entrance into a series, or your introduction to the things that you needed to learn, and your triumph over the obstacles that the game placed in front of you. But Nergigante is a very good monster. So that's a very, very good monster. Elder Dragon Lunastra, aka the Empress of Flame. Lunastra, I'll show this picture. I think Teostra has the better portrait. We see her in profile here, which is fine. Hold on, it's really difficult. There we go. Which is fine, but I'd kind of like to see her head on. I'd like to see her head on, especially since there are subtle differences in her appearance and Teostra's, especially when viewed from the front, and that's kind of what I'd like to pay more attention to. But Lunastra, a member of the Teost family, belonging to a suborder of flame dragons, is an elder dragon that is the female counterpart to Emperor of Flame Teostra. Some call her by the title Empress of Flame. With her azure shell speckled with sparkling red and blue powder, Lunastra is the definition of beauty. It's truly a shame that her graceful visage is directly at odds with her exceptionally violent and relentless nature. We've discovered that Lunastra individuals have paired with Teostra in the New World and and established territories in the Elder's Recess and the Wildspire Waste. As one might expect, Lunastra are indeed masters of flame, and like Teostra, use fire breath and powder to their great advantage. They are capable of turning a normal landscape into a sea of blue flame in an instant. They are also superb flyers and have been spotted flying great distances to aid a mate in trouble. The sight of a Teostra lighting the earth on fire while a Lunastra sets the sky ablaze is enough to bring any hunter to their knees. I like this a lot. I wish there were a way for me to, like, have a really good yet safe vantage point to observe that sort of tag team complementary super move that they have. The only indication that I saw that it was gonna and I didn't notice this the first time. We'd seen it before. We saw it yesterday. But this time, just before it happened, I got a little blip on the right-hand side of the screen that was like, Lunastra, like, bond formed. Bond formed between Lunastra and Teostra or something like that. And that was immediately what preceded that cooperative assault. Which I'm sure is very dangerous, but I would really like to see it. Because visually it's very beautiful. Maybe we'll have to look up a cutscene or something, like somebody else hunting it, or like maybe they've done like some free cam stuff, or maybe the two of them are just doing it in a better area. Because they were kind of like around a corner for me when they started. Or just that we could do it in multiplayer and sacrifice somebody to the supernova. Wearing a cloak of blue flame. By keeping herself constantly veiled in flame, Lunastra maintains a high body temperature. It is common knowledge that blue flames burn at higher temperatures than red, and this holds true for Lunastra and Teostra. Her flames are markedly hotter than Teostra's, as any hunter who has tried to approach her may attest, and she can set off powerful blasts by releasing blue powder from her wings and tail. Upon making contact with her hard shell, the powder sparks and explodes. Lunastra is known for her perpetual vigilance. Notice how she wraps herself in flame even when not being threatened. She is unwilling to let anything besides her own species get even remotely close to her. Oh, with this monster, it's on sight. This is a level of aggression that I feel like might rival Nergigante. Like, she is just not having it. Or even, like Basil and Pickle, where it's like, oh, immediately, it's on. Like, the bell, ding, 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 match start. High vigilance and strong aggression. Lunastra are known for vigilance and are not easily spotted in the wild. Sending a group to conduct a Lunastra survey almost always ended with the Lunastra fleeing, which is why I'm surprised she flees instead of killing them all outright. Which is why surveys have heretofore been carried out as solo missions. Aha, curiously, the Lunastra encountered in the New World does not display such behavior. In contrast to Teostra's lackadaisical attitude toward harmless organisms, if Lunastra has reason to believe her territory is being breached by any forms of life, she will immediately raise her claws and begin a preemptive strike. Before these hunters can so much as unsheath their weapons, Lunastra has already begun her vicious assault. So, Teostra's just like kind of a bum. He's like, oh, my wife will take care of it. It's fine. Oh, there's somebody here. Babe! Burning with a blue flame and detonating powder. When ignited, Lunastra's highly flammable powder sends out an explosive wave of fire that burns so exquisitely hot, it sets solid volcanic rock ablaze. This temperature and Oh, sorry, I skipped a line. This unnatural wildfire dramatically raises the ambient temperature and drains the life of any who are near. So that's the damage over time. Lunastra is aware of the danger these flames pose and will persistently coat the field with her powder, igniting it with her flame breath, or by simply cracking her tail. In other words, Lunastra intentionally attempts to consume her enemies in a sea of fire. She knows exactly what she's doing! She wants to burn you alive! Lunastra deliberately stoke their flames by piling on powder and creating an expanding field of fire that almost seems to be stoking itself. Crown-like horns fit for an empress. Although physically similar to Teostra's, Lunastra's broad horns are actually strikingly different. These crown-like horns exude an air of regality, as fitting for an entity with her title. As for their function, we believe that they are somehow connected to her manipulation of explosive powder. Lunastra's hair may also be more well-developed than Teostra's, giving her better control of powder storage. In any case, her voluminous mane is certainly a sight to behold. Individually, these physical traits of Lunastra convey her fiery disposition and ferocity, but few could disagree that together, they also grant her a sense of majesty. Displaying manes and tails with more volume than Old World individuals, these adaptations in New World Lunastra may aid them in protecting vital regions, but there is also a chance that they may be involved in mating behavior. Instead of using her fangs to ignite the powder like Teostra, Lunastra slaps the spikes of her wings together to create spikes that light sweeping wildfire. So it's both. It can be both wings or... I fucked that. It can be both wings or like a breath. Special powder spread in high temperature conditions that lead to the hell flare phenomenon. I'm assuming this might be the duo. Lunastra's endless coating of powder creates a dense pocket of air around her. This pocket retains heat and raises her temperature over time. Once it rises above a certain threshold, she disperses a unique powder. When lit, it sets off a truly spectacular explosion. The explosion is called a hell flare, a name which properly conveys the threat it poses. Oh, this is just her super attack! Taking to the skies, the Empress of Flame unleashes her most powerful attack, a massive ball of azure flame, punishing anyone foolish enough to step foot in her territory. Forging bonds through fire. Regarding courtship, Teostra and Lunastra exhibit exemplary cooperation in conflict. As Lunastra spreads her powder, Teostra ignites it with his fire breath, leaving their opponents no time to respond. But nothing compares to what they are capable of when they combine Hell Flare and Supernova. These chaotic displays are actually one form of courtship and are commonly called the Empress of Flames bond and the Emperor of Flames bond. So that's the call out for it. After the explosion, Teostra's flames stoke Lunastra's spreading conflict. After the explosion, Teostra's flames stoke Lunastra's spreading conflagration, increasing their severity and robbing all living creatures of their strength, temporarily giving control of the field to the Elder Dragon pair. Carried by winds, Lunastra and Teostra's powders seem to fuse as they dance into the sky, initiating a chain of explosions. It is a truly mystical sight. One that we suggest you witness from considerable distance. A means of extinguishing Lunastra's blaze. Lunastra's extraordinary wildfires make the environment extremely unsuitable for their enemies. These infernos can actually be extinguished if caught early on. Experienced hunters suggest using small barrel bombs or crystal bursts to wipe out the flames when they're still small. Use slinger ammo or weapons that have water properties to lower the temperature. Maybe we should have been using a water weapon against her instead of ice? We would be remiss in failing to note that these fires can spread as long as Lunastra is surrounded by powder, which can make it difficult for a solo hunter. Lunastra will stand her ground in the presence of multiple hunters, so ambitious parties should assign one hunter to fire extinguishing duty. And that is from a researcher's notes. Now, we knew from our hunter's notes, I think that small bombs or crystal bursts could have been used to ignite the flames. I never actually saw a useful window of opportunity to do it because it's not on the ground for very long before she just sets it on fire herself. Why Lunastra appeared in the New World. During a recent survey, Teostra was observed being attacked by the vicious Nergigante. Teostra appeared to be having trouble until Lunastra appeared, and the two began cooperating to deter Nergigante. Their display of concern confirmed suspicions of their partnership, distinguishing this as the first ever observed case of a couple. This leads us to the irrefutable conclusion that her appearance in the New World is due to her urge to produce offspring. During the breeding season, Lunastra's heightened vigilance and aggression are beyond anything we've seen displayed in Old World individuals. So, has it been like widely assumed that the two of them form pair bonds, and this is only the first time that a couple has been actually empirically observed? Because I know that they've said that Teostra's, the environment that it likes to live in is usually far secluded from human settlements unless it gets hungry for gunpowder. Okay, so never seen together before this, but widely assumed to be complementary, even if they didn't have that sort of evidence. After attacking Teostra, Nergigante was successfully repelled by Lunastra. Teostra and Lunastra can be observed taking what appears to be a pleasant stroll in the Wildspire Waste. A rare sight indeed. I kind of want to find it. Maybe we'll have to go to the Wildspire Waste when Teostra is there. Which I guess begs the question of whether or not he'll spawn there like a normal monster. Like if we can find him in the roster, or if it always has to be like an optional quest or an investigation. And here's our production backstory. An elder dragon couple that scorches the earth. This is Lunastra's first time back after a long absence on consoles. Did she go straight from DOS to World? Did she not have any intervening appearances or interceding appearances whatsoever? Wow. So she'd been gone for like years. As for why we chose her, sure, part of it's because she's a crowd pleaser. But the biggest reason is that we weren't limited by hardware that could display only one Elder Dragon at a time. We started thinking about how to change up Turf Wars and wondered what would happen if we turned the tables on the player and had two Elder Dragons actively cooperating to defeat them. At first, we were worried about the difficulties players might face in dealing with two Elder Dragons at once. But releasing her as an update let us design a confrontation suited to players who had spent some serious time learning the gameplay. We emphasized the differences between this Elder Dragon couple by highlighting Teostra's flames and Lunastra's powder. In previous titles, their abilities were basically the same, so we had to decide what would justify bringing both of them onto the field at the same time. Their relationship is the result of that. Basically, the more we worked on Lunastra, the more she became like an overprotective wife that nobody wants to mess with. And then Fujioka laughs. Lunastra's mane is modest compared to Teostra's, but her coat covers more of her body, even all the way down to her tail. Having all of this fur is how she stores so much flammable powder. So this is actually something that I really like to hear about from a development behind the scenes perspective. I think it's relatively widely known that one of the reasons that Silent Hill had so much fog in the game is like, yes, it also adds to the ambiance. It increases that sort of scary, unsettling atmosphere that they want to immerse you in, but it also accounts for hardware limitations, graphics limitations. Even if they had wanted to create and render things clearly from a distance, they were simply not able to do that at the time of that game's release. And I really like hearing how game companies acknowledge those challenges and find ways around them or find ways to overcome them later on. And it never occurred to me, although perhaps it should have, that they had never been in a position to have more than one Elder Dragon on screen at a time. I feel like witnessing this when the game, or when the title update was released, I suppose, was probably like such an insane moment, because the way that they're talking about it, it's like the first time it ever happened in the game's entire history. Which would have been awesome! Dude, that would have been awesome! Or like how people talk about, like they had difficulty reintroducing like Logi's skeleton in games after Try, given some of the constraints that they had, which was one of the reasons he showed up in Wilds, because they were finally able to like overcome that. And what a reintroduction. That is a great fucking monster right there. That's so cool. I love that a lot. And that is our book club. It is 3:45 It did take us longer to read those entries than I expected. I don't regret it at all. Really, really cool. I really like Lunastra. I think I might just be a liker, though. Like, I also like Lavasioth. I don't think Lavasioth is a bad monster. I think if you go in and you're not prepared for the gimmick, the hunt is long and a little unremarkable. But as far as monster design goes, I think that's neat. Dude, that's a fish that swims in lava. That's pretty sick. Maybe I'm just a liker. I don't know. I think this will probably be where we need to call it, especially since I stayed up like 2 hours past my bedtime in like the despondent slump mode of deco grinds last night. We'll call it here. We'll save the investigation for next Saturday. We'll be grinding Lunastra and several other monsters with Twitch subs and YouTube members on the Discord this week, and hopefully we will be in a perfect position to start Title Update 4 on Saturday. Sound good? Sound good. Okay, so viewer pause. Thank you so much for joining me for the conclusion of Title Update 3. We will see where Title Update 4 takes us. And we should be extremely well prepared. Yeah, especially now that I've got a little bit of evade extender flexibility with Lunastra's headpiece. If I want to keep that in my rotation, we're no longer locked to Kushrala's greaves. So there might be some interesting shuffling that we'll get a chance to do, which I really enjoy. The building is part of the process. It's part of the art. I think it's really fun. But this will be where we call things. Thank you for joining. I will see you on Discord, and I will see you next week. Have a fabulous week, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye!